Is this thing on? This thing on? Yeah, we're skipping syllabus week. Welcome to Construction 101, where today I play Bob 101 in basketball, I learn how to skateboard, my assistant spends $5,000 on a new office, and I spend $750,000 in 30 seconds. Construction 101. Bobby, you say hi to Mendy? Yo, why are you not wearing your mask over your nose, bro? What is wrong with you? I can't be around people like you with this corona thing. All right, so we're about to hop on a phone call with two people about this brand. So this is the brand I'm opening up in LA. It's a franchise from Israel. Long story short, these guys called me, bada bing. He said, hey Amir, do you want to open up in LA? I said, yes, that's where I want to be. So I got all of Los Angeles territory, from Newport all the way past Burbank, left, right, LA, 10 years. It's just me. Zoom? I'm so bad at this technology stuff. How do I do this?
What's up, Amir?
Hey, Nir, how are you?
I'm good.
Hi.
Hi, Alona.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. I'm happy for you that you're moving forward with building the place. So.
Oh yeah, no, of course. No, Alona spent so much time designing the store, I have to build it now. So on the phone call, we have Nir. Nir is the CEO of the company. We're like best friends, honestly, because I'm building his flagship in Los Angeles, and that'll be the marker for cafe landwear in the United States. I am the first franchisee to build domestically.
Millwork. I saw over there $110,000 of millwork. What is it? What does it include? Do you know?
On the second page they sent, I don't know if you saw, it's the project qualifications.
Yeah.
So it'll say, it's a long sheet, it'll explain like the millwork on this includes service bar to provide and install stone countertops front and back. It's a long list. I don't know if you can see my camera.
Yeah, I read it. Okay. So we just, Alona, do you remember how many items do we have on the millwork?
On the other side of the phone call we have Alona. She is, I really hope I spelled that right. She's from Israel. She's there currently, which is why we're calling her at 9 a.m. She and Nir are gonna go with me to go over the construction bid. So from that, we're gonna go over the construction bid to determine the scope of the work, what it says on the paper, versus what actually needs to get done. Because sometimes the construction bid and what needs to get done differ. So if the price on like the construction bid is like $500K, but in reality, it's going to, because she knows it's going to cost $600K. We're gonna find the differences and then tell them to the construction agency, hey, look, listen, I need you to bid this out properly, so at the end, somebody doesn't come and beat me over the skull for 100 extra K. Surprise! This is what you owe us. So.
And the one with the wood and the signage inside it.
Okay, I need to...
Wood finish, with the floor, with the ceramic, with the carnisium, everything is in the package. So, did you send it? Did you show it to the contractor? Did he saw it?
I'm sure he put everything in the actual like plans itself, which I'm sure that they found because they're sourcing all the utilities and the equipment, or the not the equipment, the finishes. They're sourcing, and if the only thing they couldn't find was the floor tile.
Okay. I can tell them where they can find it. But okay. So this is the middle. Now go to the back.
The office, the GC, Long story short, we did some things, got some things done. We actually just repaved this parking lot. Looks beautiful.
Nice.
Got it for the team. So now we put in desks, we put in all the computers. We're trying to get the shelving, the filing cabinet, and you'll meet the team inside.
Hello.
We can build anything. on this side, so we should have one shelf here that we can stack stuff. Gotta get the turns better. What happened last time was because I wasn't wearing real skate shoes, dude. I wasn't in my Tony Hawks. That's a little shaky. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Do an ollie real quick for the viewers.
Huh?
Do an ollie. Okay, so I just got a little list. They just gave me a list. We need filing cabinets, 9 of them. So now we're gonna go to Staples. And every time I go to Staples, I go with like a piece of paper and it says exactly what I need. And then it's kind of like Target. You sound like, maybe I need this. This pen costs, maybe I need a special pen. I was like, is that a nice folder? Is that a binder? You start getting organized for no reason. So that's probably what's gonna end up happening. In my prime, I could have took him in his prime. Yeah, I would have definitely Lakers. I would have waxed him back in the day. Remember in the last episode when I talked about that GC? He came in, tried to knock out this project. He was cheap. He asked for the job, said he could do it in a short amount of time. 6 weeks, ended up taking over 10 weeks, delays, and the job was just garbage, you know what I mean? So that was that lesson I was talking about, was, sometimes the cheapest GCs end up costing you time and more money. So in the long run, now the project done, we brought in another GC to kind of button it up, finish it, make it beautiful. And that's what I'm saying, you just don't cheap out on those guys. Don't cheap out on lawyers, GCs, architects. Because those people, in the end, are so critical. Critical, is that even a word? Critical. Critical and crucial. I just made a new word up. Webster, hit me up. Those guys are critical for your business is opening on time.
Fuck being rich when I'm 40, man. I'm trying to make it now.
Building a store for the first time, there's like so many lessons you need to learn. I've never built this restaurant specifically, so it's like a learning curve. Like Nelma marble, Tritex tile. We're talking about light fixtures that aren't like talking about acoustics because it's too loud, and I'm like, so it was a giant learning curve of me like understanding the building process. But once I do one, the rest of it. Too busy guy.
Okay, so Amir, good luck for now, and I'll discuss with the Caspi. We'll give you a list, and I'll try to find the quotes.
Yeah, please. Yeah, if I can get a list, because I have a call with her in about 4 hours, maybe. So by that time, I can have a list and my list, and I can put them together and kind of just give her a scope of the idea of what kind of work we need done versus what's relative to the bill cost.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. I'll talk to you in a little bit then.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. What do you even take from that? What do you even understand? Basically, to break that down for you guys, this is a construction bid. So I took 3, ranging from $550,000 to $780,000. So typically the one that's really low, when you have a construction bid for a new project plan, you never go with one guy. Just don't. The first guy you call, hey Bob, how much is it gonna cost to build my store? $500K. Sign it. No. You have to get 3 different bids because everyone has their own experience and things like that. Specifically with me and this specific mall, they're very complicated. There's certain build times, certain permits you need, certain insurance requirements. That you need to have experience building in the mall because it is a nightmare because there are so many rules and regulations and fines that you could slip up and it could cost a lot. The 3 bids I got one for $550, I got one for $665, and one for $7+. You have to call them and then discuss it. You have to go read through it line by line, to understand what is the scope of the work. what are they going to do? Because they could come, build the store, and then be like, oh, listen, like, your captive air hood wasn't, bidded right. We're going to have to charge you an extra $20,000. Your ceiling electrical, we ran into issues. It's going to cost you an extra $60,000. Your plumbing is messed up. This. So your bid could start at $500 if you get the low guy, and you're like, oh, I'm saving money, but you get it. At the end, he's inexperienced. He didn't bid it properly. His subcontractors are charging him an arm and a leg. So then the price of that $500,000 you thought you were saving on could skyrocket. You could have a delayed project because you wanted to save money. You went with a little bit of a cheaper guy. Sometimes it works. But sometimes, say you were supposed to open in 14 weeks, it's now 16 weeks in, and you still have like a few weeks left of work. That delays you. Now you're losing money because you were supposed to be open. Because this may look really good on paper, but when I go see the store, so I went to this contractor's prior projects, I looked at the finishes. Are the tiles straight? Are the grout lines even? I look at their painting. Is it clean? Are the lines sharp? I look at their millwork, the cabinetry they built. Are the doors flimsy? Are they loose? Million things to look at. If you like their work, then you go. Me personally, I went with the bid closer to the higher end. Why? Because I know this was a big project. It's 3,666 square feet. I knew it was going to cost a lot. So the guy who gave me the bid for $500, who really wanted the project, even though he might have done a pretty good job, he was missing a bunch of things. Say a 10-week construction schedule. This is a massive, massive company. Another benefit of dealing with a bigger company and not like a local GC is that I don't have to pay them up front. So these people are gonna come in. They're gonna be like, okay, like a smaller GC guys you work with, they'll be like, they'll work 2 weeks and be like, hey, listen, I need $60,000 to start so I can go buy the stuff, because they don't have a bankroll to go to Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever these guys go to, and buy the stuff. These guys don't shop at Home Depot. These guys own their own places. They own their own millwork. Like they buy in millions of dollars worth of quantity. So again, they bring the price down a little bit. Do that. I need a $10,000 permit. They don't have to wait for me to cut a check. They'll go to the permit, cut it, pay for it, and I just got to pay them within 10 days. So again, there's benefits and negatives. You just got to, weigh the odds and see what's specific to your project. So. Grade? Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that they're commercial grade, because there were some at Staples that were like for houses that were funky, and the commercial ones, you felt them go in and out really gliding real smooth. We'll do it tomorrow and we'll submit that order. All right, great. Feel better. Bye. That Amazon order is probably going to hit me for about $5,000, so yeah, it's not ideal. But small investment now, big payoff in the future. Mom's fighting back. One-on-one to one. Check up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I got this call later at that Kelly, my project manager over there, and I still have to give her $700,000. So it's like, I'm just thinking of everything I could have bought besides the restaurant. Probably could have bought 3 Lambos. Could have bought a few other cars. Could have bought like 12 BMWs. Could have bought like 7 Rolexes. And here I am giving it to some lady named Kelly so I can build this store. You gotta be smart. Invest in now, pay off later. It's whatever. I'm about to be Les Mis for the rest of the day. Yeah. Should I tell them that it's not mine? I gotta tell everybody, you gotta learn how to leverage the bank. My guy. Amir, what's going on? Talk to me.
What's going on, Amir?
So I spoke with Kelly.
Oh, you spoke with her? Okay.
Yeah, I spoke with Kelly, kind of just had a conversation about it. I think if we send her the 3D renderings, because Alana's 3D renderings are very specific.
Yeah.
And she can then price match the bid. I think it's almost turnkey for $780. Not that I want to give away any spoilers and whatnot, but this will come in a future vlog basically. So I signed a lease,
contractual agreement. It's set in stone. With COVID happening, I pay a lot of money in rent. I'll specify that in the next video, explaining it, and explaining my position on landware and things like that. But by doing this construction, I'm now basically setting good faith. Hey, I'm going to build a store during this global pandemic. Now I need you to cut me slack on the rent and give me a huge discount for the next 16 months. Gotta pick it up.
Such a genius.
Someone to dream about.
What do you mean you're not gonna do it? What do you mean you're not gonna? God damn it, Bob, make me do all this extra shit.